we need to center whatever we are doing towards, focusing on women's rights and priorities. I would say we need a feminist approach to really shake the roots of where all this problem is coming from. That way, we shall see a lot of transformation in the lives of women and reduction in violence against women.
We need to speak with one voice and address multiple factors which are covered in this framework that we have just launched, Respect, a framework for preventing violence against women. From increasing girls' access to education, addressing child abuse, which we know is a risk factor for abuse later, accessing services, including mental health services, building skills for relationships. All of these factors need addressing, but fundamentally we need to shift gender norms, beliefs, and attitudes towards equality for women and girls.
I guess I would say we need to mobilize political will. 30 years ago when I first started working on this issue, there was no consensus that it was even an important issue. Now we're on the agenda, we know what to do, we just need the funding and the will to make it all happen.
I think we need to integrate the elimination of violence against women in everything we do. That can mean addressing sexual harassment of women in public transport. It can mean teaching boys and girls how to relate to each other in a nonviolent way. It can mean screening for violence in health centers and in hospitals. In every sector we work in, we need to integrate a concern for violence against women.
Political commitment. We need the commitment to eradicate violence, and that means that our politicians need to draw down on the knowledge base of how to do it and invest in creating more. We need them to mobilise the resources that are needed to prevent violence, and we need them to be able to use their very considerable influence within countries to promote a shared countrywide agenda around violence prevention.
I think it is very important that until 2030, the governments really commit themselves to have the right budget allocations in order to implement laws and policies and programs that they have already in place. The second one would be how governments can engage different sectors like justice, health sector, the finance ministry, in order to create the synergies that we all need in order to reduce violence. The third one would be how can we better coordinate all actors in a better way on the ground in order to really take advantage of the expertise and experience of each actor individually. And I think another element which would be very, very important is how can we continue to support women's movements and women's rights groups in order to continue doing the significant work they do.